Hey everybody, Kowalski here checking in with another one of our hashtag Godzilla vs. Kong video discussions. Let's jump right into it. So if you haven't been following along with the whole drama saga that is the King Kong vs. Godzilla movie, quickly recapping, the film got pushed back, obviously, from its original release date, which was supposed to be last year, because of, essentially COVID, and then it continued to get pushed back, and then it was kind of promised sometime in 2021, and Legendary Pictures, I guess, at some point in time, was attempting to kind of get the movie to be released digitally, and, kind of on demand through Netflix, but Warner Brothers, who was in charge of the distribution, shut that whole thing down because they were obviously trying to build up their deal with HBO and HBO Max, which is their whole new construct that they say all of these fun and exciting films are going to be released in theaters and on HBO Max simultaneously. Legendary Pictures said, nuh-uh, that's not what we agreed to. This is going to hurt our bottom line and all that stuff like that. And there's a lot of negotiations going on back in the back in the boardrooms and stuff like that, and now they have eventually arrived at supposedly an agreement, which has now put the film releasing on HBO Max and in theaters on March 26th, which is honestly not that far away. We only have a couple of months here, and we haven't even gotten an official trailer, but the excitement for this film is continuing to grow. I really love this new monster verse that they've created over the last couple of years. Obviously, we had the original Godzilla movie, the one with Bryan Cranston in it, then we had Kong Skull Island, and then we had King of the Monsters, and King of the Monsters for me really blew it out of the water. I know it got a lot of flack from some people and didn't make as much money as probably the studios would have wanted, but I think that the entire monster verse that they've created right now with the Monarch construct and all that fun stuff has a strong fan base behind it, and I think that's why they're probably continuing to put money into this universe. I put money into it. I actually bought a literal copy of King of the Monsters because I wanted to support the franchise so much because I thought that was important, and I'm just very excited for it. I know a lot of people are very excited for it. We got like a snippet, like little 10-second little bit of, this movie coming up with this King Kong versus Godzilla inside of an HBO Max kind of like product teaser or whatever it is, and the internet's kind of blowing up about it. People are really excited to see these two go head to head once again. Obviously, they have gone head to head in the past. But they're going to see them now in all of their beautiful glory of modern technology and stuff like that. So people are really excited about it. I'm really excited about it. And honestly, I just want to go to a movie that has Godzilla in it where he's punching monsters in the face. We had the Ghidorah fights inside of, King of the Monsters, which were awesome. And then we also got on top of that the Rodan fights, and Mothra was there, and all this fun stuff. It was a really amazing movie, and I want to see just more of that. I know some people didn't like it. I loved it. I just want to see Godzilla kicking a lot of butt, and in this case, it looks like King Kong's going to be kicking a lot of butt, and maybe they're going to be kicking each other's butt for quite a while. But today, we're going to talk a little bit about the teasers that we got just from that HBO Max kind of little snippet. So again, there was maybe about 10 seconds worth of footage, so there's not a whole lot going on there, and people are assuming that a trailer for this film is going to be inbound at any moment, so hopefully we'll be able to get a video out about that as well and kind of talk about some of the theories about what this movie is going to be about and kind of where they're taking this Monarch monster universe construct into the future. But in this kind of, little teaser, we saw Godzilla jumping on top of an aircraft carrier, which is freaking awesome, but already on top of the aircraft carrier is King Kong, and all it is just a quick shot of Kong punching Godzilla right in the head, which I love. Now, a lot of people are immediately like, what the heck's going on here? King Kong was not that size, not the size of Godzilla inside of Kong Skull Island. Now, King Kong throughout the time periods, and really Godzilla for that matter, has shifted sizes. They went with a very massive size for Godzilla for this particular monster universe, and, King Kong is supposed to be a little bit smaller. At least that's what people assumed. But in this teaser trailer thing, it looked as though he was kind of about the same height as Godzilla, which is going to put the fight rather interestingly because I felt like one of the advantages of King Kong was his ability to kind of jump around and use his fists, and one of the advantages for Godzilla was the fact that King Kong was a little bit smaller, so he had a bit more of a mass to kind of knock him around. But now that Kong is the same size as, or relatively in size of Godzilla, he's got these giant ape, gorilla arms, and he's going to really probably just give him the old 1-2 and knock his ass out. But we'll see what happens there. I did want to go ahead and note that in one of the other shots of the teaser clip, which I don't see a whole lot of people talking about, is when they zoom in on Kong's face, it looks as though he has like a metallic collar on his neck. So it's possible that humans have went and grabbed Kong and subdued him to bring him back to the mainland in order to fight Godzilla. Maybe Monarch is attempting to actually get more control over the monsters. I'm not quite sure, because at the end of King of the Monsters, Godzilla was in charge of all of these other monsters. He kind of gave them the old roar, and they all bowed down, and he was kind of leading them. It's unclear as to what happened to any of them from the last movie into this movie, if they're going to be around, if they're going to be destroyed. Maybe Godzilla told them to go F off and go relax and, go back into hibernation, or maybe Monarch and the governments of the world have started to destroy some of the monsters because they couldn't control them. I don't know. Godzilla was obviously a friend of humanity at the end of King of the Monsters, but they did have an allusion to the end of that movie that he's on our side for right now. That doesn't always necessarily mean the case, and Godzilla has kind of been this kind of character that wafted back and forth between being supportive and being a destructing force against humans, so we'll see what happens there. So maybe Monarch captures King Kong to bring him in order to try to defeat Godzilla, and they're wanting to see them fight and see which one of them wins. I don't know. It's also possible that Monarch is just attempting to control all the monsters again, so they had, Kong kind of strapped down and maybe Godzilla strapped down or something like that, and then they broke out, and then the fight kind of broke out from there. Hopefully they just fight each other, because I feel like if those two turn against humanity, we're pretty much screwed at that point. But anyways, that is the kind of teaser bit that we got. Obviously, we're going to get a full trailer here shortly, leading up into the March premiere date. We're only a few short months away from that, so I'm very excited to see whatever footage we can get, and maybe some kind of little bits and tease as to what the plot of this movie is going to be. Thank you guys and gals for checking out this video. Obviously, this is a bit of a new content spurge for the Ketwalski YouTube channel. If you missed my live stream, where I talked about the fact that we're going to be expanding out the Ketwalski brand to other franchises, please be sure to check it out. I will link it up, inside of this video here. You can go and check that out, where I talk in detail as to why it is I'm doing that. But this is kind of one of the first videos that we're going to be doing that goes beyond just Star Trek. So thank you for checking this video out. If you enjoyed it, please make sure that you have a like and a subscribe up on the channel. It really, really helps us out over here and allows you to stay up to date with all of the latest news in regards to science fiction and fantasy franchises and reviews and book discussions and all that fun stuff. So get your thoughts up down below, and we'll go ahead and get the conversation started.